Hey guys, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan, and I am doing the All-Star ballot for YouTube, and also within this, I have some monster pickups, some just epic cards I've always wanted my whole life. I've got some Nationals pickups, kind of my final Nationals pickup video. I still got it. I'm still working on a video for Reindeer Studios Scott. That will come to celebrate what he did for me. So let's get right into it. So what this is going to be about is me showing you guys a bunch of cards that represent the YouTuber who I mentioned as an all-star, coach, and 2 Rookie of the Years. Now, how I went about this is I based my votes. It was really hard. I spent, just like everybody else, just weeks just going through it. I think 2 weeks, like at least a week, just contemplating who I'm going to be choosing and why I'm choosing these people. And I redid my list like so many times. I have a little spreadsheet here, and then the cards that I wanted to share with that represents that person. So I just wanted to make this video really fun. And the reason I'm choosing these guys, kind of all over the board, but I'll talk as I go. But anyone I don't mention, this doesn't mean that I don't love your channel. It doesn't mean that I don't love watching your videos. And it doesn't mean I don't love you as a person. The people I chose, I think, are fantastic, awesome human beings. First and foremost, I wouldn't have chose anyone. Well, they're just great people. And these people that I chose, I genuinely love their content. I love their videos. I have them on my notification bell, and when they pop up, I watch it within a day or two. And if I haven't, means I'm waiting for a moment so I can literally focus on the video. They're on my notification list. Some of them I won't even miss a single episode. I pretty much won't miss any of these people's episodes unless they put out, a video every day. But I absolutely love all these content creators as people and as the content they put out. So without further ado, wasting anyone's time here, let's get into it. Let's see some baseball cards. I mean, that's what we're here for. Look at show and tell. I mean, that's why I do this. I do this YouTube thing because I enjoy sharing my passion with people who have the same passion as me, and it's fascinating to me that I can play with my baseball cards and share to them with people, and they can, they get excited about it, and it makes them fired up, and everyone talks about the passion that I bring. It's just me. I just have passion for things, and I'm into something. I just love it. So let's go. I'm going to start out with, let's see. So we got all-stars, we got coaches, and we got rookies of the year. Now, the rookie of the years, I did not include them on my all-star team, whether that's right or wrong. And then a lot of guys do quick mini shout-outs to, like, John Wade Boggs fan. Like, he'd be on the all-star team. He'd be a coach. But I think he's eligible this year. I could be wrong, but eligible to be a Hall of Famer for the YouTube. So I didn't put him on the list. Liam, who is just an amazing, his videos are amazing. He's a young collector, and I met him at the National. I had watched a few videos of his prior to the National, but now I'm watching every one of them, and they are professionally done. They are fun to watch. He has a passion for the sport, for the cards, and for the community. And I wanted to put him on the All-Star ballot, but I felt like I needed to include people who I have watched prior to the National, and that whole experience, and guys that I just really love watching their videos before I met them in person and things like that. So otherwise, Liam would be on there. So I just wanted to make sure, Junior Baseball Fanatics I'll tag him. He picked up this satchel page the same time I did at the National. Just have a lot of connections with him. He's a really awesome dude, awesome family. Wanted to make sure I shouted him out and didn't want to leave him off the All-Star. He was actually on my ballot, but then you rethink things and then you forget about someone, you go through it. So let's get into it. So we will do, let's see, we'll do the All-Stars first. Actually, no, yeah, we'll do the All-Stars first, and we'll go in order. So first on my All-Star ballot, 1 second. First, you guys see the sick shirt I got? Sci-Fi Sammy. He's got a sick channel. And I got this from Adam Hall, my roommate, Adam Vintage Sanctuary. It didn't fit him. It shrunk in the wash or dryer. And he gave it to me at the National. I was like, dude, thing fits perfect. So I was super stoked. So Sammy, shout out. Thank you. Super psyched on your shirt. It's awesome. All right, here we go. Dude, I got some really, really sick cards. I got a card that I'm sharing. I have a couple cards I'm sharing for the first time. One card that I picked up today from the post office. And it is, I mean, it's the most expensive card I've ever purchased in my life. And it is also pretty extraordinary that I picked it up today. I don't want to give it away, but it's kind of crazy how today is the day I finally get the card in the mail out of my entire collecting life, and it happens to be today, and you'll find out why. So here we go. All right, first guy up is two individuals on this channel, and that is the card story. And I'm not putting them in positions. I'm doing the batting order. So batting first would be Tyrus and Matt. And Tyrus is going to be the one batting first because Matt, he's not the fastest runner. I hung out with him at the National. He's not going to be running around these bases really fast, getting on base. But Tyrus, he's young. He's a young little buck. He's ready to go. I love these guys' channel. And truth be told, I didn't watch a ton of their videos in the beginning. I wasn't sure how I felt about watching videos with a father and son who one collects Pokemon and the other one collects only Hank Aaron cards. And you know what? After we got on this group text together and I started watching their videos, I love the videos. I get excited when they post it. They're on Sundays. Tyrus is freaking hilarious. He makes fun of his dad basically, and basically with his eyeballs and with his words sometimes. And Matt, I could tell he's like, no, quiet, Tyrus, when Tyrus will say like how much it costs or something. It's just a great dynamic, really fun, and they love baseball cards, and they love Hank Aaron, and they love Ty Cobb, of course, for that reason. He's named after him. I'm trying to get these out of the glare. You know me, I like to have my cards showing. So those guys just rock stars, and they're batting first. And I thought I'd bring out a card that I don't think I've ever shared this. I've had this for a long time, as you'll see. Hank Aaron 1956 Topps card in a 5 EX. Stunning image of this card. I mean, like, not this card in itself. It's off-centered. It's got a little tilt to it, but it's a beautiful card. I love cards like this. It has, 56 Topps. What can you say? I mean, it's just insane, right? And then shout out to Carlisle. He did a video about who this actually is. And Sam Jethro is the man right there sliding. I believe that's what we found out. Man, I could be wrong. But it does look like Sam Jethro, and quite an incredible player in of himself as well. I have a couple of his cards. Just a beautiful card right here of Hank Aaron and Sam the Jethro. Just epic. Love having an umpire in the card. So, man, this is going to take all night when I share these. Number one, thank you. Okay, Matt and Tyrus, the card story. I will definitely tag everybody in these videos. Next up is number 2, and he would be a coach, an all-star, rookie of the year, everything. But I just had to put him somewhere, and he's an all-star. And that is my friend Orlando. And this card represents him in my collection. more than any other card in my collection represents anyone else. This is the king, Orlando, the king of the 1888 Goodwin Champions set. And he gave me this card in a time that I was going through, still am, but going through a tough time in our life. And I came back from Oahu, from being in the hospital, visiting my mother-in-law in the hospital. And this was in my mailbox. And it is a stunner. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. I cannot believe he gave me this card. And it, I mean, right here, the word beach. And this is a famous oarsman. I forgot his name off the top of my head. I researched this card, read up on it, but you know what? I read books all the time, and I kid you not, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books that I have read, but my brain doesn't work like connecting all the stories perfectly together and dates and things like that. I know it in my own head, but I'm scared to say things. So that's why I don't bring up history things. And Orlando is just, he's amazing. He's an amazing human. And meeting him at the National, hanging out with him, dude, the guy's a stud too. So batten number 2, just thrilled to have this in my collection. One of the greatest cards in my entire collection. So Orlando, this means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me turn my AC on. It's getting hot in here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my... I can't take my shirt off because I'm on video. Dude, I want to take my shirt off. It's so hot in here. All right, next up is Doug Decon. Love Doug. We have been friends from the very beginning of YouTube. He sent me this Luke Easter rookie card as a birthday gift. Blew my mind. I'm making a new card display, and I cannot wait to display this card. I have not put it on my wall yet. I mean, maybe over there I did for a little bit, but it hasn't been in the right order with the right cards. Just awesome channel. I love listening to him talk about baseball cards, and he is a family man, and he is an amazing human. So Doug, watch his channel, check it out. Decon, really funny sense of humor. We talk on the phone every so often and have great conversation about regular life things and cards. All right, next up here. Oh yeah, number 4 is sick. Okay, number 4. This guy right here, Theo Clemente Collector. First off, hold on, I need to pause it right here. Not literally, but I need to make a point. I want you guys all, anyone who follows me, should go and give 4 collectors. It's the number 4 collectors. I'll tag it in the thing if I didn't say it right. Give them a sub, because that is a conglomeration of Pepino Man, James Elite Hunter, John 3D80s Kid, and Theo Clemente Collector. And they're going to do live streams every Sunday. And the 27th, they're doing a huge blowout where you can win cards, like a welcome to the show giveaway. And me and my buddy Adam, Splendid Sports, Turn Back the Clock episode, we're going to do one on there, and have 2 guests with us, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be an all-day event. So please give them a sub. This is a community-based project. And Theo, getting back to Theo himself, I don't know whose idea it was, him and John, but Theo loves YouTube. I can tell he wants to, at one time, I don't know anymore, but you could tell he really has a passion for YouTube itself and being a part of it and being a part of this community. Sending letters to everyone, sending a card and a letter to me originally meant the world to me. It was amazing. So with all that said, I'm going to show you, he's batting number 4. It's on my All-Star team. And I'm going to show you the card that represents him to a point. So he loves Roberto Clemente, and I'm sharing this card because this used to be my all-time favorite Roberto Clemente card, and that was the 1972 Topps card. And this is a purchase that I just got in the mail this week, and I paid $79 for this card. You can say I got ripped off. You can say I got a good deal. I don't care. That's the point of this card, is how beautifully centered, and the eye appeal of this card is outstanding at a 4.5. And I'm starting to do I'm starting to take track of how hard it is to get certain cards perfectly centered. And this one I gave out of a 1 through 10 scale, 10 being the absolute hardest to find perfectly centered, and a 1 being the absolute easiest, like modern cards will be a 1, most modern cards. This one I ranked a 6. I have 3 copies in 4s now that are perfectly centered, but a 6 is really hard to find centered. Still really hard. But this one was, no one bid on it, $79, and I was the only bidder, and so stoked on that because it's freaking sick. So this is Theo right here. Theo talked me out of this card. His favorite Clemente card is the 71 Topps. And I did change my opinion recently, but after receiving this in the mail, I changed it back today. I got this in the mail yesterday. Man, and I can't have enough of these in my collection. Perfectly centered and beautiful eye appeal for such a great price. So Theo, Clemente Collector, that card is to rebuttal my 71 position, and I'm going back to the 72 as my favorite base Clemente card of all time. Okay, number 4. Check out 4 collectors. Subscribe to them if you love baseball cards. That's all I gotta say. And then Clemente Collector, check him out. Subscribe to him, as he has awesome videos. He does great editing. Really great job. Moving on. Number 5. Next guy up to bat is Dom Staven Sports Cards. And I am sharing the Yaz card. He has a beautiful copy of this rookie. This is what Nationals pickup. One of my favorite card designs that Topps has ever made. It is one of the most beautiful rookie cards of all time. If I had never seen a baseball card in my life and you showed me all the baseball cards and I didn't know who anybody was, I didn't know what anything was worth, this could possibly be my favorite choice out of the entire bunch. But now I just think it's just the most sickest design. Absolutely stunning. And Dom Staven Sports Cards, amazing person, awesome YouTube channel, but more importantly, he has an epic podcast called Solo Sports. He also does it on YouTube. I listen to it every week. I think it's on Saturday mornings because he comes on, and I do events on Saturday, so I work on Saturday, and he comes on at like 5 in the morning, my time, Hawaii time. And a lot of the times I can get on while he's live, but I'm always listening to it, no matter what. I put that on, and I listen to it on the way to setting up and while I'm setting up my event. If I miss part of it or I can't, I'm drinking my coffee at the time. And love his channel, love his passion for cards, and he's just an awesome guy. And I have a pickup from him right here that I found in my box, and I didn't forget about it. He gave me this at the National when I saw him. And dude, I was like embarrassed because I couldn't find it when I got home. But I'm used to storing cards, but it was I put it in a penny sleeve with another card to kind of keep it there, and I found it. So shout out to Dom, just a thank you, just an epic card, an epic coin. It looks like from, I would say a drink from a place. He told me, but I forgot. I apologize. But Dom, check him out. Amazing person, amazing guy, amazing podcast, passion for vintage, and he's a younger guy, 21, 22 or something. So check him out. Okay, moving on. Next, we got Shane Shoebox Legend. Now, I wasn't sure if Shane was going to be qualified for the YouTube Hall of Fame, but I looked. I think he's got one more year to go. Shane, I've learned so much from Shane, and he is an awesome person. We text every single day. One of the very few people I actually text every single day. We share our pickups, whether we are, it doesn't matter what the pickup is. Like, I could pick up a whale card, literally like a swimming whale card, and send it to him, and he'll send me whatever he picks up. And he got me into modern cards because of his videos and his knowledge for them. And I had so many questions with him. And this Mike Trout card, this gold card, just an iconic, big dollar card for me. Picked up this past summer, probably early summer or whatever, within the last 7 months after the market crashed. I grabbed this thing and I texted Shane, and he has like this unique look at baseball cards, and the way he displays and puts his cards together in his videos and talks about them. He knows a lot about baseball cards. And he has an extensive vintage collection, an extensive modern collection, and he loves betting on guys that are playing right now. Really, probably the most knowledgeable overall card person that I know, period. That is saying a lot, because there's a lot of legends on YouTube. But if you include all of the baseball cards, especially the ones I collect, especially the ones I collect, he has the most knowledge of any person out there. I say that because he did 20 years. He was writing a vlog, or 10 years. Vlog or blog, I don't know. Blog, I think it is. Writing. Made friends writing, back in the day when, I say that because it's true. I say that because he's not going to accept the acknowledgement of that. There's guys that have been on YouTube longer. There's guys that know more than him. But in an overall sense, he's a guy I really look up to. He collects vintage in a perfect fashion, and he collects modern in a way that he explains every purchase. Just love his channel. Love the guy. Can't say enough. I didn't think he was eligible for Rookie of the Year because I think he was almost eligible for the other things. I think Rookie of the Year is 1 year. I don't know. I didn't put him in. He would be Rookie of the Year, 100%. But he's not. It's not his first year on here. It's not his first 2 years. So I think he's been on there almost 3 years. Dude, I can't say enough. If you're not subscribed to Shane, Shoebox Legends, and you like baseball cards, and you like someone who's fired up about his baseball cards and knows his stuff, knows way more than me across the board about everything, check him out. I can't say it enough. I would say out of any channel that I'm mentioning today, he would be my most important guy to subscribe to if you want to just learn about baseball cards in a fun way and learn how to collect in a way that I think will have more value in the future than it does in the present. So, man, I can't say enough. I could spend an hour on just Shane. All right, moving on. This video is going to be long, but I don't care. You watch it or you don't. It is just, I just like hanging out with friends and pretending like you guys are in here with me. So, All-Star, that number 7. This will be, this one will be shorter. But I want to send him love because I love John Keating. And that is that 70s card show. And I can pretty much show any 1970s card and he'll love it. But I'm going to show his favorite player, Yaz. I think Ted Williams might be his favorite hitter of all times, but big Yaz collector. And this one I'll go back to my centering scale. As far as hard cards to find centered, a 1 being the easiest and a 10 being the hardest, this one goes in the 7 category. Really, really difficult card to find centered. But back to John, just an amazing person. Love his podcast. Always listen to his podcast. Really funny person. He's very quick-witted. We didn't spend a lot of time talking at the National. It didn't matter to me. I still love the guy. I don't care. I love watching I love listening to his podcast. So if you're not subscribed to John, I encourage you guys to do that. He has a great sense of humor. He's on all the channels now. Love the guy. Great person. All right. Going on to number 8 is none other than, and this is where we're going to get some pickups going, none other than my roommate at the National, and that is Adam, Vintage Sanctuary. Love Adam since the day he came on YouTube. He has a complete different personality or sense of humor. His comments are like, it would take me like 2 weeks to write one of his comments down. They're so good. His puns, his videos are unique, and I encourage you to watch his videos and watch a few of them and learn his personality, because maybe you won't like his corny jokes in the beginning, or his sayings, and then you realize who he is as a person, and then they start like clicking, and they start meshing, and then you just love him and you want to watch every video, and he puts his cards in a sanctuary in a church after. He's a religious, he's a man of God, I would say. Very, very good person, very great human. And we had a blast at the National as roommates. We fed off each other's energy and helped each other through tough times we had over there. I say tough times because we both had some mental things we were going through at the time over there without going deep into them. We had to pull each other up from the depths and go through that together. But we also had moments of just bliss and like talking about baseball cards till 2 a.m, like schoolboys, like spending the night at your friend's house, having a sleepover, and their dad's yelling at you because you got to go to work the next day, but you're still blabbing or playing Murder in the Dark. That's what it felt like. One of these nights we talked about baseball cards till 2 a.m, what we appreciate about them, values, what cards we wanted, so many things. Nothing was off topic. And Adam would be like, dude, all right, he'd give the speech. All right, Dylan, I'm going to bed. I really got to go to sleep, and I'm going to fall asleep while you're talking. So I'd be like, all right. And then he would start talking like 5 minutes later. So let me show you a couple pickups that not only was Adam there with me, but these were inspired by, one of them was inspired by Adam. Kind of, you can say both. But as you can see here, I have a Jimmy Fox Gouty Heads Up, 1938. Just an outstanding, beautiful, beautiful card of Jimmy Fox, who I have a pretty decent collection going. I think I probably have 5 playing days of his cards now. I started collecting his cards when I got on YouTube. And it wasn't because of YouTube. I've had read many books with Jimmy Fox in it. And he's always been one of the guys that I always wanted to have cards of, but I just never pulled the trigger because I never really looked at pre-war until YouTube and realized very inexpensive for some of the stuff. So with that said, I watched my buddy Adam buy the sickest card in the world from this set. And I also wanted a card from that set, but I wasn't hunting it. Just randomly found it, came across it after he purchased the Joe DiMaggio quote-unquote rookie card. I still consider it a rookie card because it's pack pulled. And it's a mainstream set. And I found this after he bought that one. Jimmy Fox double X with the cartoons. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. My favorite thing about this card is the double X. And I think that is a beer logo now. Literally, the font and everything looks like it. I have been a huge fan of the cartoon cards since I was a kid because they were all over magazines, all over everything. And to have this card in my collection now just blows my mind. And this one I paid, I want to say $7.25 is what I'm thinking in my head. I have it written down in my spreadsheet. It's been a while. $7.25 or $7.50 But God, look at this thing, is sick. There's no creases, no wrinkles, beautifully centered, really, really beautiful eye appeal, and perfect in my collection. And it goes with my Jimmy Fox collection. Next card is the same with Adam, tagging him along on this one. This one I purchased. You know what? I'm going to save this one because it's got a really good story, and it's going to take me 20 minutes to get through that story. So we'll move on to the next one. Next one on my list, batting number 9, Sammy Thunder. Sammy Thunder right here. I don't know why you don't have these cards. Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, his 2 favorite pitchers of all time, maybe favorite players of all time. He definitely collects Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver cards. Man, and these combo cards, there's another one from 73 with Tom Seaver and Nolan Ryan, are my favorite cards ever of Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver. I mean, together on the same card, 2 of the greatest pitchers of all time. I know people don't say Nolan Ryan is the greatest pitcher of all time because he doesn't have all these trophies and awards. I still think Nolan Ryan's the greatest pitcher of all time, regardless of everything else. The guy has insane amount of no-hitters. He struck out more batters than anyone in history. If I'm going to go to a baseball game and and I like watching hitters, but if I'm going to watch people pitch, I want to see Nolan Ryan pitch. That's it. Because you don't know what you're going to see. Could be the craziest game you've ever seen in your entire life. I think Nolan Ryan is the greatest pitcher to ever live. I don't care what the stats say. And I mean, some of the stats will say he is. I just think if you're going to watch someone pitch, I want to watch Nolan Ryan pitch. That's the guy I want to watch pitch in a baseball game. And most pitchers I don't want to watch, but Nolan Ryan's the guy. If I'm going to go to a game, that's what I want pitching. Just awesome. So Sammy Thunder, check his channel out. Awesome guy. I've been subbed to him since he was just starting this thing, I feel like. I remember doing a VR for him way in the beginning, or just shouting his channel out randomly, I think it was. When I first got on here, because I loved his channel so much. I loved what he was doing. Selling cards to buy more cards. Right up my alley. The cards you'll see, a lot of these cards. I sell cards to get these cards. And years later, I'll stop buying cards for years at a time. I go through phases. We all do. Where we buy a bunch of cards and then we just stop buying cards. And we just collect cards. And we play with them. And then we start buying again. And I'm in a buying phase because I'm on YouTube. That's what happens. Hopefully I'll be coming out of it. Selling cards as well. So, last one in the lineup. Batting. Oh, actually, that was the 9th batter. Right there, Sammy. Okay, so DH. Here's my DH. DH. Man, what a great channel DH is. The DH is none other than John, 3D80's kid. The guy loves YouTube. The guy spends a lot of time editing, and I love his videos. Very nostalgic for me. I love old cartoons. I love the old things that I used to watch as a kid, and he incorporates all of that in his videos. I love watching him build his collection and build the wall behind him. I swear, when he first came on, he had like 6 cards up, if that. And then his displays have just multiplied. I love how he's collecting. I love looking at his cards. I love the way he talks about cards. And I had to show this card because it's a Joe Morgan rookie card. And he probably read the same book I did, where I read a book just about Joe Morgan, but I also read the book, I think it was Joe Pisnansky, Top 100 Baseball Players of All Time. And he is obsessed with Joe Morgan, meaning he thinks Joe Morgan is really, really underrated. And I agree with him 100%. Joe Morgan's cards should be worth way, way more than they are now. Will they ever? Probably not. But they should be. And this is his rookie card. And I had one in a 4 before, but it had like this print thing I didn't like. So I just purchased this one, brand new purchase. First time ever sharing this in a PSA 6. This cost me $170 something. I think I bid $202, way higher than comps had ever been for a PSA 6. Well, not ever been, but at least in the last 3 months that eBay shares. with what I have. I bid $202, and I think the highest before that was $187 for a nice centered copy. But I wanted the card, and I don't, I'm not going to spend $300 in this card. But when the eye appeal's there, I just disregard comps and I go with what would I pay for this card to have in my collection, and I'm going to have it in my collection forever. What would I pay? And you might look at me like I'm crazy for buying this card for $177 or whatever it was. It's not the highest paid for a 6, but it is very close, and I would have paid the highest ever paid for a 6. I wanted the card, and I've been hunting for a while, and on a centering scale, this is about a 5. This is like an average card to find centered. Not easy. None of them are easy, but not extremely difficult. The back is glorious as well. So John, 380s kid, man, I love his passion for cards. I love his passion for collecting. I love his videos most of all. Very entertaining, and he has a unique way of collecting. And I love it. It's awesome. Super fun to watch. Okay, dude, I got through those. You guys are only with me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more cards. 7 more of the biggest cards of the whole night. And the ones that I really wanted to share. Not that I love little cards. You guys all know I love $25 cards and $50 cards as much as I love the big ones. But the big ones, they just hit a different spot. And I got a huge one coming up. So check all those guys out, man. Great all-star team. Unbeatable. Okay, here we go, guys. This is getting serious. These are my coaches, okay? My coaches. I picked these coaches because these are guys that I want to hang out with. I want to have cocktails with. I want to party with these guys. If I'm playing a softball game, these are the guys I want there because there's a keg on second base. These are also the guys that I respect their opinions about baseball cards. These are guys that I love their videos. These are guys that I look up to as humans. These are guys that these are the guys that I look to when I'm collecting cards, and what gets me wanting to buy more cards and wanting to look at cards in certain ways and remind me of things, bring the joy out. And each person is special to me in a sense because of that. And a couple of them, one of them, I don't even know if he's watched my channel. He knows who I am, but it doesn't matter. That the whole point is. So first one is Reindeer Studios, Scott, Nap Lajoie, Cleveland, any Cleveland card you love. And I just wanted to share this card. Scott, man, we hung out a lot at the National. We walked the floor together the last day, went to a baseball game together, went on the train from hell together. Just really, and he made this, you guys know I'm making a video specifically for Scott, but he is my coach because he's just the greatest person ever. And his artwork on cards, I'm his #1 fan. Outstanding. I want him to become a millionaire off of his artwork and in the card community. And Scott, Reindeer Studios, is a must watch. And look at this beautiful, beautiful card. Love this card. Haven't shared it in a while. My only Nap Lajoie card. Look at this card. It's from 1911. This is insane. He's like doing soft toss to himself, looks like, hitting a fungo bat or something. Just incredible with a wool sweater on. Gosh dang it, man. It's a combo card. Scott, you're my hero. Love your channel. Please go check Scott out. Next up, dude, this guy right here, he knows I exist, but I say that in a funny way because he's a hero of mine on YouTube. I have been impressed with his collection, the way he looks at his cards, the way he displays his cards, the way he talks about his cards, his overall demeanor, and his knowledge about cards. And it's none other than George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards. And I'm sharing this card not because it's one he would buy, because he would never buy this card in this grade. I mean, I would never seen him do that. But he has this card in a PSA 6 from my great friend Ken's Cardboard, the Candyman. He traded for this, for Ken's PSA 6 of this, for a Jackie Robinson 1950 Bowman card. And George Diamond Yard is a guy who, what I should have shown is any card that's graded 8.5. I was going to share a couple 7.5s that I have. I don't have any 8.5s vintage cards. But he has an incredible eye for eye appeal. And he loves, I think maybe he loves high grade cards because he was been collecting cards so long that the higher grades weren't thousands and thousands of dollars back then. I think now maybe he's shifting. I don't know for sure. He doesn't put out a lot of videos now. And he's in the Hall of Fame. But George, I wish I could have partied with you at the National. You're a legend. I love how you look at cards. I'm inspired by your collection. I'm inspired by you as a person. Appreciate you. And I wanted to share this card that I just picked up this last week after I got from the National. Just like, dude, I had to get this card. Like, it was one I was looking for the National. Never found one that I wanted to purchase. And found one on eBay. Paid $760 over comps. Another one I paid over comps. Don't care. Comps were irrelevant. It was, he wanted $800 and I got it for $760 after about a week of going back and forth with them. And I just wanted the card, man. That's it. Just beautiful. I just say, heck with the number on the card. I am going for what is a beautiful card. I don't care what the number is. I'm not going to pay $4,000 for this. But man, $760. Oh, I paid $100 more than the last two. Dude, if you saw the last two, who cares? So that's George Diamond Yard, man. You're inspiring. If I had the money to buy an 8.5, I would, but I don't, and it doesn't matter. It's just inspiring to see your cards. I want comparable versions in lower grades. Next card, you guys. This is the card I've been waiting for. This is the card that I've wanted. All right here. Let me take a break for a minute to talk about this. It is Roberto Clemente's birthday today. It is the 18th of August. And Theo, Clemente Collector, posted a thing saying it's his birthday, and I texted him. Like, just stupid, like, quick text, like, it's Clemente's birthday, question mark? Like, I couldn't Google it, so I Googled it, of course. But I was just excited, like, he posted that, and that day, today, I went to the mailbox and picked up the biggest Clemente card, the most iconic Clemente card, the most money I've ever spent on a baseball card in my entire life, and you're about to see it. And this is my coach's card, and it is Lou Rock TV, and this is the card. Lou Rock TV is a legend. He is one of the funnest channels you could ever watch. Him and his daughter, when his daughter Bob is on, it is just awesome. When Lou Rock's on by himself, it's awesome. All around, the guy loves baseball cards. He loves all sports cards. He loves cards. He is inspiring as a human. He's inspiring as a collector. And he loves, he always says, OC cards need love too. And you know what? He's right. OC cards do need love too. I love off-centered cards. I love all cards. But the card I'm about to share is not off-centered. And I'm sharing it. I have an off-centered card coming up, and it'll go back to Lou Rock. But this card right here, card I wanted at the National, card I hunted for at the National, just couldn't find one that fit my eye. And I found this on eBay, and it was an auction. And I went all in, and I spent $3,000. about, for the average one in this grade, is around 22 to 2400. You can get even less than that. I spent, fives that aren't, that are off-centered and just don't have the eye appeal that I want, go for around 3600. I spent $3,000. Whether you think I am out of my mind or not, I am thrilled out of my mind how this looks in the flesh and how good this card is. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest to get centered and 10 being the hardest, this is a 9 on that scale. The Clemente rookie card. I got this in the mail today. Grabbed it from the post office the second it arrived in a PSA 3, but it is a beautiful PSA 3. There are no wrinkles. There are no creases. What is so awesome about this card, besides everything else that's awesome about this card, is the fact that after I won the card, the guy who sold it to me sent me a message. Hey, are you Double D Vintage Baseball Cards on YouTube? And I go, yeah, that's me. He's like, dude, you're going to love this card. And I was like, man, first thing I texted was like, the smart thing for me to have done while I was watching this card for about 4 days, once I found it, is reach out and go, hey, are there any wrinkles or creases? And I did not, because I'm kind of scared to reach out to people on eBay, because I don't want to ask them too many questions, because I don't want them to think that I'm going to be bidding on it because of the whole shill bidding thing. So I get kind of nervous about asking some people questions. So my best guess was the fact that it had some softness to the corners and some just overall softness to it as far as like pack freshness. And I go, I don't think it's going to have any wrinkles or creases because it's a 3. I took PSA's word on what they affiliate with a 3. You can have creases, you can have wrinkles, but you can't have everything. So centering included and everything, and I took it into equation. And then after he texted me that or wrote a message, I asked him directly, I go, I should have asked you before, but does the card have any creases or wrinkles? And he said no. And he was like, dude, you're going to love the card. And I am fired up. I am at that stage in my collecting life and in my, learning about what I really want in my collection. And it is eye appeal. It is centered with good image. Obviously, the image has to be beautiful, but centering is crucial. And this card is so hard to find centered. And just having this in my hand right now, and I picked this up at the mailbox, again to reiterate, it's Roberto Clemente's birthday today. What are the odds of that? Of all the possible days that I could buy a card on eBay and then have it randomly shipped and landing on my doorstep on his birthday, just adds so much to the story. And I know that a lot of people don't think there's stories to buying cards on eBay, but I have so many stories when I buy a card on eBay. There's always a story, whether I'm like on my deck and looking through eBay and I'm having a cocktail and I randomly buy a card. Like every card I buy has a story to it. It's just, and to get this all together in one with the story and then share this for Lou Rock TV. He has his card. Now I'm clubbies with him. And he loves off-centered cards so much. I just feel like I do the opposite and show him a really well-centered Clemente card. I mean, there's a 9 that just sold that was $738,000 and it has a diamond cut to it. And there was a 7 that sold that was way off-centered. Should have been a OC, was $30,000. So for me to spend $3,000, I bid $31.52, and I got it for $3,000 and some odd dollars. I thought there was no way I was going to lose the auction, but I figured if I did lose the auction, that was my max. I was already way over a normal 3. But having this card, I don't care. I'm just like so stoked. So I spent an hour just looking at this card. I probably did way too much time. Man, just so stoked to have the Clemente rookie in my hands in the flesh. It is unbelievable. We'll put him in a thing right here. Definitely needs to be shared. Right there. Oh yeah. All right. Okay. We're almost there, you guys. But I just love looking at cards, and I just can't help myself. Next guy on my list, Coach. We have 4 more cards to share. Next guy is just the most passionate collector in the entire community. He shares all his thoughts with us, comes home, cracks a beer open, has a drink, maybe has a little toki, and looks at his baseball cards like we all remember looking at our baseball cards as kids. I still have that, and that's why I resonate with Caesar. I love Caesar. I think he is, of anyone in this community, loves baseball cards more than anyone. He has a passion for collecting that is uncanny. He can show any card under the rainbow, and I want to watch. His videos are hilarious, and I learn from him. He has way more knowledge about these players. He works at Dodger Stadium on the field and in the dugout. Just amazing person all around. And I wanted to share his favorite Mickey Mantle card of all time. I don't think I've ever shared this card either. And this will go to OC Card Need Love 2. And this is the 1956 Topps MVP Triple Crown card of Mickey Mantle. This one is pack fresh. Like it just came out of a pack yesterday. Absolutely stunning. A card that I had on eBay. And I got offers just over $4,000 for this card. I didn't accept them. And I was looking for 40, I think it was 4,600 was what I was going to sell it at, if I was going to sell it. I had 5,500 on the buy it now. For about a month I had this up. And then I realized I don't want to sell it. I love this card. It's nice to have an example of a card that was just pulled out of a pack from 1956. You know, it's just something about it. And I'll never, you can't help that. And it doesn't mean I'm going out hunting these cards anymore. I'd rather have this card perfectly centered. But when I look at this card, it is magical. And Pepino Man will love this card. Just go watch Caesar's channel. Go watch Pepino Man. He is outstanding. And he is my coach. Because at my coaches, I want these guys to party. I want these guys to enjoy cards, enjoy baseball, and enjoy collecting. And that is what my coaches are bringing to the table. So, one more. And then 2 rookies of the year. Next coach is a guy who everyone knows. None other than John. He doesn't need shout outs. He doesn't need any more followers. Probably doesn't even want any more followers. John Mangini. This card right here always reminds me of John. He has a picture of him as a kid. The only picture of him as a kid holding a baseball card. And it happens to be this insane I must say, the greatest leaders card of all time. Although you can disqualify it for not being a leaders card of the prior year, this is the greatest leaders card of all time. If you just sum them all up as leaders cards. Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. 3 of the greatest baseball players to ever live. Period. I would probably put them 1, 2, and 3, if not for Ted Williams. Although Ted Williams wasn't a fielder. I mean, he'd kick his glove around in the outfield. But John Mangini, always inspiring. Love your videos. Love the content you put out. Love your energy. Love you as a person. The guy would, like, at the National, I never had any deep conversation with John, which I regret. I wanted to. But time was of the essence, and he was a popular dude at the National. I would have loved to stand at a table with him, just solo, one-on-one, and talk for hours about his collection and his cards and his thoughts about the hobby in the future and just all kinds of things. But, I was at dinner with him, and every night that we went out, me and him were the last 5 people to be standing. And the first night I was drinking, and we just had a blast, and we were the last. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 or something, coming out of the walking out of a hotel, and there was a cone there. And when I'm with my friends, like, I have a bunch of surf friends, and we're partying, like, there's a cone, like, you're grabbing it and, like, yelling stuff. So we're just like 5 of us walking out of the room, closing the place down, closing the YouTube hangout down, and we're all walking outside together, and John was there too. And I just remember, like, seeing this cone going, dude, should I just be me? Be this immature me who I am? Yeah, and I was. And I just grabbed the cone, and I was like, I love baseball cards, or something. Like, and then the security was, like, yelling. John was laughing, and it was like, dude, I just who I was. And John is who he is, and I love listening to him. He's passionate. He speaks his truth, and just love it, man. I love that card. I love the story with that card. So, there you go. Okay, 2 more. All-Stars, Rookies of the Year. First one, we're going to go with my friend Adam, Splendid Sports, Rookie of the Year. I watch every single thing he puts out. I always have from the beginning, before I knew him. He was my favorite podcast to listen to. He interviewed so many people in the hobby. I don't think people realize how many people he has, like, famous hobby people he has interviewed. And now him stepping into the role of interviewing all of our friends in the hobby that just collect baseball cards because we love them, and talking about 3 and 3 and having a turn back the clock show with him. It's an honor and a privilege for me. I am the absolute amateur as far as, like, sports goes compared to Adam. He knows much more about sports than me. And I love his channel. I love everything he does for the hobby, for the community. Just outstanding. So, Rookie of the Year, 100%. And I had to show this Mickey Mantle card I just picked up. Less than $20. 2010 Topps Chrome. This is the Rapper Redemption Refractor. I believe you turn cards in, you can get this, which I would never have done in a million years. And I was just like, dude, I've seen this card a lot, and I don't know why I don't still have it in my collection. So, outstanding card. I'm sure Adam has probably the most extensive Mickey Mantle card, Mickey Mantle collection, one of the most in the world as far as modern and vintage included. Outstanding. And next guy is none other than Hugo, Signs of the Pastime. Hugo, awesome, totally different route for channels as far as baseball cards go. The history he brings into his channel, and in each episode where he goes physically to the place where, like, Babe Ruth was hitting baseballs, stands where Babe Ruth stood, blows my mind. If I ever go to Florida, I'm reaching out to Hugo, Orlando, I'm reaching out to those guys, and we're gonna go walk those places and bring some baseball gloves and hit the balls, just sneak on, whatever, do whatever it takes to go where Hugo has been. And Hugo is a huge autograph collector. And I was working at my wife's art booth probably about a month now, and Brett Butler came into my booth. Brett Butler. His daughter was buying some art prints from me for my wife, and I had a Jackie Robinson shirt on, and she goes, wow, it's a sick shirt. My dad played for the Dodgers. And I was like, no way, where's, right? She, like, pointed, and I go, where? It was right there. And I go, who is it? And because I didn't recognize him, you know, it's Brett Butler. I know the name. I know who he is as a kid. Like, I always know who Brett Butler is, but I wouldn't recognize him. He was an older guy. Guy was ripped. Like, he was in shape. Anyways, I go, where is he? And I went over there and put my arm around him. I'm like, dude, Brett Butler? Oh my gosh. Talked to me for about probably like 7 minutes. Told me about how he was in the playing during the World Series when the earthquake happened in San Francisco. And I talked to him for a while. Nicest guy in the world. He goes, I'm going to send you some stuff. So he texted me. I took pictures with him. And then he came back and he goes, dude, I had sunglasses on. Do you want to take another picture? I go, no, dude, it's okay. I didn't get his autograph in person because I just wanted a picture with him and talk to him. And it was the first professional baseball player really that I've ever had a conversation with in my entire life, and blew my mind. And he sent me stuff. Sent it to my house. I'm going to try and have him on my show. I think he will be on my show. I feel like he will. I'm going to write him a letter and show him this video. And I hope he comes on, and we can have a conversation. I would love to talk to him. And he sent me some of his personal cards. Stuff he sent me was incredible. So this is my Rookie of the Year vote for Hugo, Signs of the Pastime. And this is a reverse TTM. Oh, hold on. Okay, hopefully it's still recording. Reverse TTM, Dylan. It was nice meeting you. Blessings, Brett Butler. I mean, dude, he came into my booth and then he talked to me for a little bit. Like, sent me this. Sent me another one. Here's a photo and a few cards that I promised to send. It was a pleasure meeting you. Blessings, Brett Butler. I mean, how sick is that? Sent me this. Sent me this. Sent me this sick baseball card as a kid. Dude, I remember these triple play cards. I have this card. I mean, God, these are his personal cards. These are just absolutely incredible. Another one. A studio. I have my studio set in a binder that I had as a kid up there. One of the only sets I ever created as a kid. And last one. All these from his personal collection, sent me, signed them, and I just like blew my mind. What a nice guy. So Hugo, man, check out Hugo's channel. Amazing. Rookie of the Year. Okay, with that said, guys, dude, I really hope you just like enjoyed listening to me talk about baseball cards and these individuals connected to the baseball cards in front of me. Check out 4-Leaf Cards, Eric, who's putting on the Rookie of the Year and the All-Stars. And check out 4 Collectors channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to them if you love baseball cards. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for watching. And till next time, Shaka.